While Kamala Harris sits comfortably in her ivory tower, President Trump is once again rolling up his sleeves and diving into the trenches of our nation's border crisis. Today, he visited Cochise County, Arizona, a place Kamala has consistently ignored despite her role as the border czar. What Trump found there isn't just a crisis, it's a full blown invasion. And, folks, the stories he's uncovering will make your blood boil. Now, check this out. Are you listening? As President Trump exposes the border chaos, it's clear that our nation's security is at stake. But here's the thing. You can't rely on the government to protect your assets. That's where global gold investments comes in. With the U.S. dollar weakening and our national debt spiraling out of control, gold is your safest bet. Don't wait for the economy to crash. Call 888-700-4148 today for a free portfolio analysis and the 2024 Ensure Your Money Wealth Preservation Guide. Mention Next News for VIP treatment, so secure your future now. Okay, let's get into what's going on down in Arizona. Donald Trump making a stop there today amidst this manhunt and this attempted assassination attempt. He was warned that it was not the safest place to go, but that did not stop the people from lining the streets. Look at all these people lining the streets to see Donald Trump and welcome him. A beautiful sight. Look at all those cars, all those people. Look at that. And this happens everywhere Donald Trump goes. Everywhere Trump goes. Where Biden shows up, no, nothing happens. No welcome like this. And this is a candidate. And of course, Harris, that's all AstroTurf. Some good news before we get to what's going on in Arizona. We got an election map here. Based on the newest polling from all 50 states, Trump is on track to win 302 electoral votes, clinching a second four-year term. Look at this map. He's well positioned to flip Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, while the only swing state Harris wins is Wisconsin. And we know Harris was just in Wisconsin. Donald Trump, here he is. This is, I thought we had his plane arriving, but here's his car, his motorcade arriving right at the border wall. You will never see this type of video with Kamala Harris. She doesn't care. The globalists want these borders wide open. And there's a reason for that. They want to see this country destroyed from within. And they're willing to let millions of people enter this country illegally to do it. Donald Trump going right to the heart of the problem. President Trump meeting with families that have fallen victim to Kamala's open border. And here is just one of those victims, family member. Donald Trump brought a woman to the border whose skull was cracked by an illegal alien in San Francisco. The illegal was released from prison by District Attorney Kamala Harris. Listen to this.
I don't feel like I belong on the stage with the folks here, since I seem to have gotten off kind of easy with just a fractured skull. I didn't lose loved ones, but the night I was walking to dinner in Pacific Heights, it was a nice neighborhood. You wouldn't expect broad daylight for something violent to happen to you on the way to dinner. My purse was stolen, and I stepped into the street, and the car he jumped into came at me. I jumped up on the hood to avoid getting run over, and he floored it and hit the brakes. The police were great. They had caught him and his accomplice in a really short time, because I remember being on a gurney in the hallway of the hospital, and I had to ID them. They were laughing as they fractured my skull. What was really the worst part about it all, though, is when I found out that taxpayer money was paying for job training for this guy who avoided going to prison for the first felony he committed for jobs he couldn't legally hold. It was kind of a wake-up moment for me, and I moved out of San Francisco because I didn't feel safe there. And I don't think our country is going to be safe under Kamala Harris.
Wow. That's just one story. There were some other stories that were just, I couldn't even play them. I couldn't even play them.
Convention, as Kamala gives her convention speech tonight, she will not mention the victims. She won't even talk about them, although now that she sees us, maybe she will. She'll not say their names or express remorse to their families. Kamala says she wants to talk about the future. No, these people want to go back to the safe past. We don't have a future with open borders and all of the other problems this country has. The crime problem, just like they rigged the 818,000 jobs number, they rigged the crime numbers too. And that's also been a proven fact, just came out. But she's stolen the future of Lake and Riley and Rachel and our precious Jocelyn, just taking their lives away for no reason. As
Kamala will not be mentioning any of those people. Here is when Trump arrived at the border on Trump Force One. Thankfully, he landed safely. And as he's walking there, at that moment, there was a manhunt underway for an assassin who had threatened to kill Donald Trump. And in this very moment right here, he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know that there is a manhunt underway. Secret Service never notifying him until a reporter asks him about it. But here's the President, Trump, meeting people at the airport where he's landing. Very brave. I mean, that assassin could have been sitting there right in that crowd. President Trump currently doing Kamala's job down at the southern border. Drew Hernandez says, meeting with locals and law enforcement on the ground. Jason Miller taking that photograph. Here is, let's see, who is this?
I contrast that with Kamala Harris, and nobody can say that I didn't try to work with her. I met with her transition team. I told her transition team exactly what would happen if they got rid of his policies. We suggested policies to her within her parameters, and she refused to listen. I met with Secretary Mayorkas, again, trying to work with this administration. I supported Secretary Mayorkas' confirmation. It was a big mistake, a mistake that would never happen again.
Wow.
But in conveying to him, again, the policies that would actually work within their parameters, Kamala Harris completely ignored those policies. She claims that she wants a humane, safe border. Yet what she's given us is absolute chaos.
That's true.
Contrast that.
Absolute chaos at the border, reigning supreme. Here is another. This is the Cochise County, Arizona Sheriff Mark Daniels. Also,
Mr. President, when President Trump was president, I was at the White House more than you can think of. He was always there for us. I can assure you, Mr. President, this community and our law enforcement professionals will never give up hope. To us, hope is confidence, hope is commitment, hope is courage, and your visit today renews our hope here. Thank you, Mr. President, for being here.
Absolutely. So blessed to have him there. All the supporters out in force. Manhunt going on in the background. Donald Trump wasting no time. Here he is. There's Air Force Two getting ready to take off.
You can hear the engine spooling up, so here she goes.
This post from Bricksuit. So thankfully, President Trump got out of there safely. They apprehended the individual. We are living in some crazy times, my friends. Some crazy times, but thankfully, I'll open up. As I opened up with this map, I'll close with this map, that there is hope on the horizon. Donald Trump winning by 302 electoral votes, according to this latest poll. Kamala Harris, 236. Say a prayer. Say a prayer for this nation. So as Trump wraps up his border visit, the contrast could not be clear. On one side, we have a leader willing to face the harsh realities of our border crisis head on. On the other, we have an administration burying its head in the sand, pretending everything's just fine and cooking the books. But you know better, don't you? The choice facing America in 2024 isn't just about policies. It's about whether we have the courage to confront our problems or the cowardness to ignore them. Drop a comment below with your thoughts. We'll see you at the next report.